Hello, everyone. Trust you are doing well. I want to use this opportunity to thank those of you that subscribed to my YouTube channel, those that started following the Facebook page, and those that commented, those that liked, and those that viewed. Thank you so much. I can't do this without you. This week, we are going to be looking at how communication shapes our relationship. Are you already in love? Stick with me till the end of this teaching. I'm Dr. Mona. As I said earlier, for you to maintain a healthy relationship, it requires time, it requires nurturing, it requires distinctive efforts. I want to start by telling you a story, and I'm going to end with a story. How communication shapes our relationship. Relationship with our husbands, relationship with our wives, relationship with our children, relationship with extended family members. I had an uncle, but each time I got to their house, I found out that he is often withdrawn. 5 days out of 1 week, he may be in his room. You can only see him coming out of the room, entering the vehicle, going out for a business, coming back to the room. You can never see him seated, coming out of the lounge to be with the children or chat with the wife as a family. And he has two daughters and two sons. And we are watching a movie, and along the line, I asked the children, tell me about your father. Wow. One of the girls said, my father can embarrass you in the public. My father will always shout on you. You can only see my father when it's time of flogging and beating. The other girl said, I wonder how my father is coping with my mom. In fact, my mom doesn't deserve my father. I asked the boys, you're not saying anything, only the girls that are talking. One of the boys said, as we are here now, if daddy comes out of this lounge, all of us will disappear. I asked them why. The other son said, who wants to be happy with someone who embarrasses you in the public, in the front of friends? And it can happen at any time. And most of the times, talking with my uncle, he would always say that he doesn't like the way the wife talks to him. So one of the days, jokingly, I asked him, how does your wife talk to you that you don't like? Have you ever told your wife why you don't like the way she talks to you? And have you ever told her how you want her to talk to you? He kept quiet. Even the wife is withdrawn in the relationship. She doesn't like going to public functions. As one of the sons said, their father can embarrass you anywhere. He can shout on you, even in the presence of visitors. And I guess that may be one of the reasons why the wife doesn't like going out with him. Definitely, there won't be any strong bond between the man and the family. But let's hold it here. We'll round up the story at the end of the teaching. Effective communication creates bonding. Effective communication builds trust. Effective communication makes one relax in the hand or the shoulder of another. Because when there is true love, true friendship, I believe that one should be able to express his or her feelings without fear of judgment, without fear of defense, without fear of being criticized. Unfortunately, most people neglect this aspect of relationship, and it affects everybody in the home. Whenever you start losing connection in your relationship with your children, in your relationship with your wife, in your relationship with colleagues and family members, sit back and analyze your communication style. Whether you need to change it, whether you need to work on it. Most of the offenses we record and we count is based on communication. I never believed you can stay with someone under one roof 1 day, 2 days without someone talking to you. But I experienced it when I got married. But one thing, the good testimony is that today is no longer the same. You see, resentment never solves issues. When there is a problem, bring it to the table for discussion. Withdrawing does not solve problem in marriage. Rather, it closes door for communication. And the result is that that particular issue that made you upset, you suppress it. But yet, the solution had not been achieved. One day, one time, or the other, it can resonate again because it was not solved. Even your partner or your child or your relative that got you upset do not know the reason why you got upset. But if you bring it to discussion, the person will realize her fault and what she did to upset you. Issues of relationship, they are not bad, but it's as a result of pooled opinion and different principles. My principle of life is different from yours. My opinion and views about certain issues of life are different. So it's only when you bring yours and I bring mine, we look at it and weigh it and see what works for us. Don't harbor resentment. It closes door for further discussion. Another way we prevent communication in our relationship is by being judgmental, overreactive, defensive. You see, the individual asking you question is already confused. Somebody telling you his or her pains is already wounded. Responding in defensive is disrespectful. Responding judgmentally adds to the wound of the person who came to you. The person asking you question is only doing it because she believed you know better. The person who is wounded coming to you to pour out his or her heart in pain is already wounded. So increasing it is not a solution. Allow the person to pour out her heart and her tears. Don't be too fast to judge the person. Don't be too fast to read the mind of the person. Even when you think the person knows the answer, why don't you add to what the person knows than being judgmental, than reading somebody's mind. Thirdly, don't yell at your child or your wife. You will shut the door. You will make her to shut down, telling you things. Take, for instance, a child who had an experience or made mistake comes home to your mother, to his father, to narrate her experiences. Even if the story touches their hearts, hide your overreactive expression. Allow the child to finish. You can now correct the child in love, because the child knows if I come to my parents, my mother or my father, they will have a better answer. So you shouting at the middle of the story or interrupting the child, your wife, your husband, will make that person to shut down, because you are negatively influencing the person's self-esteem. But I tell you, the same answer you could not give, the person can find alternative outside. When somebody begins to find answer to her emotional needs outside the home, whoever that is a leader, a husband, a wife, you begin to lose that person, because he is finding his emotional needs outside. This is one of the reasons you are seeing so many marriages struggling today. Don't ever think that a problem you could not solve for your partner, that nobody else can do it. You can get solution outside. A person you spend most of your time in communication with, you build bonds so quick with the person. Leadership is not a matter of occupying a position. It's not just a matter of exercising authority. A good leader who wins it all is a leader who has interest in the well-being of his subjects, who has interest in the well-being of the people he is leading. So always give attention to your family members, your children, your wife, your husband, whenever they want to speak. Create room for bonding. There are many ways to do that. Your children's school runs, you can take them out, you can watch football, you can watch television with them. You can sometimes call them and open up a discussion with them. Open, honest, and respectful communication is the foundation of any relationship. Share your feelings, your views, and concerns with your spouse, with your children, with your immediate family, no matter how deep it is. James 1:19 made emphasis in the necessity of communication. He said, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Researchers also made emphasis, according to a book written by Markman and co-authors, that effective communication is very important for relationship satisfaction. It's very important. Don't neglect communication. Find a way to build it. Find a way to make it grow in your relationship. Effective communication is essential for a healthy love life. Proverbs 18:21 It says, the tongue has the power of life and death. Gottman, 1994, emphasizes positive communication for relationship satisfaction. That is where he says, in every 5 encounter, there should be 1 negative interaction. So a situation whereby your relationship is giving you 5 negative interaction is not edifying. That can be discouraging. So you need to work on your communication with your partner. For you to have an effective communication lifestyle in your relationship, active listening is very important. When your partner or your children comes to talk to you, give them attention. Do not interrupt them or plan your answer ahead of them. It's very disrespectful and discouraging. Express feelings. Openly share your emotional thoughts. Ephesians 4:29 says, do not let unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful to building others up. What do you say? Does it build up your partner, people around you? Does it encourage growth? Also, be careful on how you express your feelings. Being aggressive or resentment suppresses feelings without solving problem. Give someone a constructive feedback in a positive manner without being judgmental. John Gottman, 1994, emphasized the importance of our interaction. Say 5 positive encounter to 1 negative interaction in a healthy relationship. Learn to apologize and forgive each other. Also learn to make your needs clear so that your partner will not misinterpret what you mean. I said for you to be able to have an effective communication lifestyle, try as much as you can to enhance your communication with your partner, with your children, with your household. This will reduce conflicts and build a stronger emotional connection between you and your partner. Back to my story again. And after years in the family of my uncle, a problem came up and everybody was accusing him for being the root of the problem. But he wasn't saying anything. And one of his sons called me and said, come and talk to your uncle. So I went to my uncle's house and I asked him what is going on. He said that he is alone in the house, that his children are on the side of his wife, yet they bond the children together, that he gave his children everything they need as much as he could. And I said to him, you gave your children all the material needs, but the emotional needs you could not give to them. Because they have built bond with their mom. Say, I know if I visit this family during the holidays, and I know a part of what is going on in this family. Your wife does all the parenting. Everything that draws the children closer to parents is on the side of their mother. And now there is a bond between them and their mother. You're losing out. He said, ask him, what about your two daughters? I know that fathers and daughters usually have a good relationship. He said, oh. I said, because you did not play your card well. Don't repeat the mistake of my uncle. Find a way to build bond with your wife, your children. Every marriage pattern changes 20 years after. It's never the same. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time once again. If this teaching has impacted you, share to your friends. Father, I thank you once again for the life of these ones who have found love, who are already in love. You can do all things. Teach them what they should know. Help them to practice and get results. Thank you for everyone. In Jesus' name.